Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Dr. Angela Cudger, with the founder of Legacy Holistic Health Institute. Thank you so much for being part of this channel. If you're new to this channel, thank you for being here. I hope that you find something in the content that you can actually use. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Your likes, your shares, your subscribe, turning on your notifications means the world to me. Thank you for being part of this conscious community. In today's video, we are going to dive into the things we need to stop doing in order to win at life. I know you've probably heard a lot of people try to cover some of these things, but I'm going to cover these things from a metaphysical standpoint, the things that we need to stop doing and why you need to stop doing those things immediately in order to win at everything. This video, in and of itself, at its core, is going to be talking about creating the mind-body connection. There are several things that we do on a regular basis, daily basis, that tend to weaken or in some instances completely disconnect the mind from our physical body, or our ability to be able to have this mind, body, soul connection and always being mindful of who we are and what we're taking in. So sit back, relax, and I want you to enjoy this video. And again, if you're new here, I want you to consider subscribing to this channel. When we're talking about what we need to stop doing in order to win, there are several things that are going to come to steal, that are going to come to kill, and are going to come to destroy our ability to focus on who we are so that we can be mindful. When we are talking about the mind and body connection, I want us to understand that the mind-body connection has everything to do with our awareness of the cells. When we are aware of our cellular matter, we can then start to shift and use all of the vibratory energy that our cells have to point it in the direction of the things we want to manifest. Now, if there is something you've been desiring or you've wanted and it has not come to fruition, you want to make sure that you're aware of whether or not this mind-body connection has been weakened, or this mind-body connection in some places has been completely disconnected. I'm going to teach you a quick practical way at the end of this video to be able to do this on a daily basis. Super simple, but can be so profound in creating the mind-body connection and creating a mind-body connection that actually sticks. So when we're talking about this, right, the first thing you want to do is you want to stop ignoring the signs of stress. You probably heard this a lot: headaches, being too tired, inability to think, inability to focus. I always tell people stress shows up when, let me tell you what the definition of stress is: when something is required of you that is immediately too overwhelming for you. It doesn't matter what that thing is. When something is asked of you or a request is made of you that required you to do something, and your immediate thought process gives resistance because that thing feels or is overwhelming for you. And so that's the definition of stress. When we have these signs of stress, it creates this resistance in the body, and it creates our inability to be able to move forward with things. When we recognize the signs of stress, we can deal with them. Stress is a physiological thing that requires a physiological solution. So you have to physically do something to combat or stop or get rid of the signs of stress. And so when we're thinking about this, when we feel resistance, say if there was something that you had to make a decision about, and you felt overwhelmed just in trying to understand the situation and make the decision. Well, that in and of itself starts to drive your heart rate, your respiratory rate. It starts to drive stress and resistance in the body. And over time, as these things go up, they tend to go up and stay up. And this becomes kind of your new homeostasis. This is where people have high blood pressure. This is where they have heart palpitations. This is where they have inability to think clearly. This is where they have lack of focus. This is where they have overwhelm, depression, stress. Anytime a person has all of those things, they have to do something physiologically to bring themselves back down and tell their body, we're not stressed, we're not overwhelmed. And one of the things that they Ask clarifying questions so that you can make an easier decision. Ask clarifying questions or ask for support, right? But it requires some kind of physiological thing that needs to be done. So stop ignoring the signs of stress. Instead, physically do something about them as soon as humanly possible, preferably in that same conversation or in that same moment, so that your body doesn't even go up, your heart rate and things don't even go up when it comes to the stressful response. The next thing we need to stop ignoring is negative emotions. When you have a negative emotion about a person, place, thing, activity, idea, you want to make sure that you are acknowledging that you have this emotion. If it is an emotion that needs to be returned to someone else, meaning it's not your original thought process, you can trace it back to a childhood or an event that happened to you that helped you form or shape this thought process. You want to make sure that you're looking at all of these pieces so that you can stop ignoring negative emotions. Negative emotions are going to come to all of us on this planet. It is a sign for us to be able to create positive new thoughts and go in a different direction. But negative emotions, much like stress, can have a negative impact on the body. So we want to understand that on the flip side, there's a positive emotion and there's an opposite to every negative emotion that we feel. And so our goal is to get to that positive emotion and feel more of that. Is that joy? Is that gratitude? Is that freedom? Is that bliss? Is that purposefulness? Is it fulfillment? What do you want to feel? Is it happiness? Is it peace of mind? What are the things that you want to feel positively that you can immediately replace with whatever this negative emotional feeling that you have? This helps to boost our body systems and keep us healthy, and it helps boost our digestive system as well. And so we want to make sure that we understand that we are fine tuning what is called this gut feeling by making sure that we are in tune with our emotions and how these emotions are feeling. The next thing that we want to stop doing is we want to stop the mindless scrolling. We can fill up a whole day. And if you've done this in the comments, I want you to put in the comments if you ever timed yourself and how much time you spend on social media. Now, I know if you have an iPhone or an Apple device, they give you this weekly analytics of this is how much time you spent on your phone, right? They give us these weekly analytics. This is how much screen time you have. So it's kind of cluing you in, right? And so we could fill up a whole 30 minutes of mindless scrolling. I want to make sure that you are aware that this kind of scrolling does not lend to wellness. It does not, cat videos, and there's no substance to what you just watched. And unfortunately, you can't get your 30 seconds back. You can't get your 20 minutes back of from mindless scrolling. That part of your life is gone, dead, and done. And you can't get that time back. And whatever it is you watched, if it wasn't something of high vibration, it left you with a deficit emotionally. So we want to make sure that we stop mindless scrolling because we are picking up people's energy. They are siphoning off of our energy. So we want to make sure that we are aware of how this works. The last thing you want to do is stop being sedentary. Okay. You want to start moving. You want to get out in nature. You want to start walking. You want to start meditating more. You want to think towards travel, towards adventure, towards fun, towards movement. And I mean sedentary in every way, in our thoughts, our words, our deeds, in your physical body, right? I want you to have more of the ability to move your body and allow your body to be free so that you're able to raise your vibration. When we raise our vibration, this is how we win in life, in everything. This is how we stop the negative thinking. This is how we stop doubting ourselves. This is how we step into power. We step into abundance. And this is how we step into radical self-care and love for ourselves. Soul care when it comes to who we truly are and what it is, what our purpose truly is. Listen, I hope that you got something absolutely amazing out of this video. If you haven't already yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button, something like this.
Be sure to hit the subscribe button and make sure that you're staying abreast of everything on our channel, and be sure to turn on your notifications so that you know when we post new videos.
Listen, I never take the role of teacher lightly. I'm so grateful for you being a part of the conscious community, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Love and light, beautiful. You gotta fix that.